Now Ananda, the Venerable, is going to ask questions again. At that moment, Ananda rose from amid the assembly, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and addressed the Buddha. Lord Honored One, you have just thought that by severing the conditions of killing, stealing, and lust, the three causes no longer arise. That person, Yajnadatta, suddenly looked into a mirror and saw his head in the mirror and thought he had lost his head, and then he went mad. So the mad nature of Yajnadatta in the mind ceases of itself. So if this person has cut off the three causes without any causes, the madness disappears. When it ceases, that is bodhi, which is not obtained from others. This makes the principle of causes and conditions clear and evident. So everything is due to causes and conditions. Why then does the Tathagata suddenly dismiss causes and conditions? Now Sakyamuni Buddha taught us that we should abandon causes and conditions. But Ananda followed Sakyamuni Buddha because of causes and conditions, and now I attain enlightenment. So Sakyamuni Buddha, where is the meaning? Why does this apply only to younger learners among the Shravakas? Because in this very assembly, Mahamaugyayana, Sariputta, Subhuti, Mahamaugyayana is the first in transcendent power, Sariputta in wisdom, and Subhuti in understanding emptiness, and others. After hearing the aged Brahmins speaking that the Buddha speaks of causes and conditions, aspire to be enlightened and attain the state of no outflows. Yet now you say that bodhi, the Tathagata Garbha, and the wondrous luminous true mind does not arise from causes and conditions. Would that not mean that the teachings of the Kosali, who's a heretic, that believes in naturalism, and others in Rajagriha, who speak of naturalism, become the supreme truth? So naturalism and causes and conditions are close. So now we implore your great compassion to dispel our confusion and obscurity. In the past, Sakyamuni Buddha, in his Karma teaching, spoke about causes and conditions, like what Ananda just talked about. So, when you sever the three conditions of killing, stealing, and lust, these three causes no longer arise. So if you don't have any affinities or causes and conditions of killing, stealing, and lust, then you have no causes for these three things. When you have no causes for this, then your heart-mind ceases, stops. Then when the heart-mind ceases, then bodhi manifests. Sakyamuni Buddha, in the past, you also talk about the Dharma of causes and conditions. Look at Mahamaugyayana and Sariputta. They follow Deviant schools. Mahamaugyayana was a senior cultivator of the deviant path, and Sariputta too. They had their own territories, and then they brought their own followers to take refuge in Sakyamuni Buddha. So Sakyamuni Buddha gave a teaching of causes and conditions, that everything arises due to causes and conditions, and everything ceases when causes and conditions cease. And due to that, they brought their followers to take refuge in Sakyamuni Buddha. Similarly, for Mahamaugyayana, So it is due to causes and conditions. Because Sakyamuni Buddha spoke that everything is due to causes and conditions and ceases due to causes and conditions. But now, how come you're not speaking of causes and conditions? And since you don't talk about causes and conditions, then the heretic Kosali in Rajagriha, who speak of naturalism, would become the supreme truth. So Ananda was confused. In the past, you speak of causes and conditions, and now you disregard and abandon causes and conditions. So please explain it again. So we become enlightened and dispel the confusion from delusion to enlightenment. And then Sakyamuni Buddha explained another debate. Sakyamuni Buddha was good at it. Philosophical debate. So that's this passage. When Ananda heard Sakyamuni Buddha spoke, he rose, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and addressed the Buddha. Like Sariputra, with the first and foremost wisdom, Mahamaudyayana, with the first and foremost transcendent power, and Subhuti, who was first in understanding emptiness. Ananda was first in hearing the Dharma, and Purna was first in teaching the Dharma. So in the past, when you talk about the Dharma of causes and conditions, they aspired to be enlightened and learn Sravakahood and attain the state of no outflows. And now you dispel or disregard the Dharma of causes and conditions. So what is going on? That's the question raised by Ananda. So that's why sometimes it's not that you annihilate your previous teaching, but it's just the steps of the teaching.